What's up, everybody? It's your boy Flash from ALWT Gaming, aka Malachi36. I am here with Mildewy Carrot and Gravity Mark 2. Happy Tuesday, gentlemen. How are you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good, my man. Can't complain. Still stuck inside. Weather's not looking too great right now, but it's nice, like, stay inside weather. That's what it is. A lot of snow.
It may not be stay inside weather there for Gravity, for Mildewy Carrot. He might have been outside sunbathing. How did you take this weather today, good sir?
I was actually disappointed. I was expecting more.
Yeah, I heard we were getting more, and that didn't happen, which I'm grateful for. But I know you're.
I mean, to be honest, it's Weatherman versus Mother Nature, and Mother Nature's winning 4 million to 2. So, you know, it's to be expected there. But other than that, I'm doing okay. Still alive, living life. You know, trying to look on the bright side of things and bright side of life and all, and you know, just move on and enjoy things as I can. You know, and take things a day at a time, step at a time. So,
right. Yep. Heard that. Gentlemen, what have you guys? I mean, you guys already know this is a video game podcast and everything like that. So if you guys do not know, for anyone that's coming for the first time, this is ALWT Things Gaming, which is ALWT Gaming's podcast about all things that's gaming, video game wise, video game news, stuff that's coming out, goofing off, dicking off. You know what I mean? The whole nine, just having a good time. Just chilling with our friends. You know what I mean? Chilling with our friends. What video games have you guys been playing over the weekend? Talk to me. Mildewy Carrot, it's on you.
Oh, I hate you. So recently there was sale on Steam. So I did get my Mass Effect Legendary Edition pre-ordered. So I'm waiting for April to come around for that to drop. So I can waste my life away on that again because it's glorious. And then I also got the Halo Wars edition and Command & Conquer 3, Tiberium Wars, and Kane's Wrath. Strategy games. I love those games. I played them on the original 360. I've got the 360 game still, but it's like my 360's been offline for so long. I'm like, you know what? Let's just get on Steam. It was like $3 a game, so why not? And I realized how much I hated some missions because I'm like, dear God, these things are annoying. You know, some of them were. It's like, how am I supposed to beat this? Oh, you just have to spam rush this in this amount of time or else. I'm like, oh, really? So, strategy games, awesome stuff. Can, though, raise the blood pressure a bit.
Heard that. And before we get on over to you, Gravity, to see what you've been playing over this glorious weekend of weekends, I'm having an interesting conversation with Ohio, and I'm kind of inclined to agree, and I wanted to get your guys' points on this, okay? Ohio says, do you know what the next Smite skin collab should be? Of course, naturally, I said what? His answer was Pokemon.
Oh,
That's actually a really good one. That's actually a really good one. Just think of it like a Pikachu Radisker. You know what I mean? Hitmonlee. What's it called? Hitmonlee. Rama. There
Ravana.
you go. Yeah. Robin.
Ravana.
Yeah. Like.
I mean, they've already got the trainer Erling Shang skin.
Yeah.
They've got that one already out. I mean, it'd definitely be interesting to see what they would do with it. I mean, for that one though, you would have to choose either a bunch of gods to reskin, or B, you'd have to choose some of the more popular Pokemon from the series and do it. So I mean, you'd probably be looking at Pikachu, maybe Charizard, and like whichever ones that would determine would be popular for it, and they would do it. I mean, I could probably see Jorgenmonger maybe as an Onyx or a Steelix.
No, he'd be a Gyarados. Yeah, he'd be Gyarados all day.
He could do both.
Yeah, he could.
Geb would be Golem.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I mean, I'm for it. I'm for that. I think that they could definitely do it. But my question to you guys, with that same question, is what generation of Pokemon are we talking first? Going OG with it. Are we talking what's out currently right now in Pokemon XYZ?
That's why I don't know if that would even be valid.
Excuse me, sir. X, Y, and Z was Generation 6. We're on Generation 8, sir.
My bad.
Hold on. Let me fact check this on Cerebi.net, you know.
Yeah, dude, I spent way too much time there. Way too much time crafting competitive teams.
Oh my god.
I'll say this. If they did do a Pokemon collab, that might actually get me to jump on. And especially with what's going on with Pokemon right now, it's their 25th anniversary, so they're going hard in the paint. Like, if you can't already tell, I mean, they're already having to reprint Pokemon cards because those are just selling out like hotcakes. And I'm actually like considering getting some because it looks like the card designs are kind of like the original card designs that we all had when we were kids. Yeah. So
I still got those somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, like Levi's, like Denim is like doing a collaboration with Pokemon. Post Malone is doing a virtual concert to celebrate Pokemon, which was nuts. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was Pokemon. And again, I'll say this: if they do a collab, you'll see me on Smite Nights.
We might even see you on sooner than that because Bailey Levu has a segment that's pending right now for approval, and we're just having to talk and work out the details. But be on the lookout for, of course, all of that. But before I go ahead and give you guys our housekeeping, our spiels of the day, and all that good stuff, Gravity Mark Dose, what have you been playing, man? How have you been enjoying your weekend? Talk to me, good sir.
Well, Abs and I have been trying to play more games together. We do this occasionally where like sometimes like we'll game by ourselves and then other times we'll just like game with each other. Super fun when we're in the other room. We don't have to like join a party or anything. We just yell at each other.
Hey, you are.
Well, no, that funny you said that. So I'll come back to that in a second. We've actually been playing. We've been playing a little bit of Red Dead Online lately, and yeah, we started to get back into that. It's actually really fun. Like just having like it's like when you need that open world itch to like really like scratch. So like it does a really good job of doing it. Mm-hmm. Although I wasn't really feeling Red Dead Online today, so her and I have been playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends. So we've been doing nothing but that, just running different missions, stacking up key to try to get stronger and get to better people. We actually had a mission where I was like, okay, we got to go to the beach. So let's go to the left. And she goes like, so right? And I was like, no, I said left. She's like, well, you never know your lefts from your rights. And I'm like, well, that's true. I always get those mixed up. And it's not that I don't know. It's just I don't know what it is. Just sometimes like I feel like my left hand is my right hand, and sometimes I feel like my right hand's my left hand. I don't know. Bars.
Well, yeah, and gentlemen, I mean, lately I've been diving more inside of it, and I'm proud to say that I'm almost halfway through of Spider-Man Miles Morales. One of these days, I had to have you guys come on over and play because that game is pretty awesome.
Malachi.
Yes, sir.
Tell the good people, how does Miles Morales feel now that you actually have a TV that can take advantage of everything visually that the PlayStation 5 has to offer. I'm curious. Everything I've seen so far looks like butter.
It is butter. It's butter on hot toast on concrete in the summertime. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. And like I am the type of gamer that when I'm by my TV, I'm like kind of like closer up. Especially if it's something that's competitive, I'm closer up because I want to make sure that I don't know why it doesn't feel any different. Like, well, it feels different, but it doesn't. I don't think it really does anything. But who knows?
Trying to find those minute details that will help you when you're like, I'm watching you.
There you go.
Show me your weaknesses.
You gotta see like the color change in that one pixel, and you're like, gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel
I see
like
you
I'm,
over there on the left. I dig in the jungle.
Yeah, when I'm leaning forward, like when I'm leaning forward or when I'm closer to the TV, I feel like I'm in more control, which is ridiculous because the control's right in my hand. But for that game in particular, I have to actually kind of sit back a little bit because there's just so much graphical fidelity going on. There's just so much, like, it's so smooth to the point that you might even forget that you're like playing the game. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. So once I get done with that, I would have to. I'm playing that, and I'm also playing Final Fantasy 14. So I can get prepared for Endwalker at the end of the year. But I've also been kind of dabbling with our fantasy league online, so I could try to pull ahead first place. Because right now, LSB Live has that on lock. Right now, I think he has 12.4 points, something like that. Followed behind, it's the 9 ball. I believe he has about 4 points right now from his medium review. But the Little Nightmares that did surprisingly well. Got like an 85 on Metacritic. So, yeah.
No, I expected it to do well. That one was. The first one was really good, and I expect the second one, especially with new co-op capabilities on. I expected it to do really, really well. So there's no challenge on that one. So we'll just have to. Hopefully, some of our other picks will do better, depending upon those who have them if they come out, and those who not. If we can just stack up the points, hopefully other ones neg them out. So
yeah. There you guys have it. That's what we've been kind of doing over the weekend. Again, this is ALWT Things Gaming, episode 36. Again, we want to give a shout out to everyone that's been following us, that's been watching us live, and or coming back and watch our content after we're done recording it. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. As a token of our appreciation, every month for the year of 2021, we're going to be doing a giveaway for our followers. All you have to do is be following us, and you get entered into it's $50 a drawing for a $50 gift card of your choice. I will be reaching out to you to your DMs or your email if I have it applicable to let you know that you won, had to kind of discuss with you and see what type of gift card you want to win. If you want to have more entries, that's no problem because you can actually go ahead and sub to us, which will get you an additional 2 entries on top of your follow. Now, do keep in mind, if you guys have Amazon Prime, you guys have Twitch Prime, which is free. So use that sub to follow us. And again, free of charge, 2 entries. And each month, you can renew that on our channel, which will each month get you additional 2 entries into the drawing. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have a code word that I will announce at some point throughout this stream. If you guys type that code word in as we're live, at least by 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, either now or by tomorrow, you guys can actually get an entry to additional 2 entries on top of that for a $50 gift card. So you guys can get entered to this gift card drawing just on one episode 5 times. Like, that's kind of crazy, insane, but we try to make it fun and easy for you guys. But yeah. And then of course, you guys already know my whole reppsports.com. Guys could go there, type in ALWT Gaming at checkout, get yourself a Raised Energy, get yourself a workout, like the little Rep Sports energy drink shirts, the whole 9, your workout powders, your water supplements, all of that. Get 15% off. That's 15% off if you type in ALWT Gaming at checkout at reppsports.com. Gentlemen, we have 3 stories to cover and talk about today. First one, I'm gonna pass the baton, this one on over to someone that likes survival type games, that adores them. You know what I mean? It is the weirdy beardy Mildewy Carry. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's talk about it, man.
Dude, I'm excited, man. Get to the meat of this one.
Yes.
Valheim for console? Question mark. Matt Spinelli from GameSpot. Valheim is one of PC gaming's most recent runway successes, having sold 2 million copies in a little under 2 weeks since its February 2nd launch. But questions now on people's minds. Let's see here. Oops, I skipped the line. Sorry about that. But whether or not the early access multiplayer fantasy survival game will eventually come to consoles is a question on people's minds. I was thinking if you guys are paying attention. If you were, awesome. Congratulations, points to you. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear the game will be coming to consoles like PS5, Xbox Series XS, or Nintendo Switch anytime soon. According to an FAQ page on Valheim's official website, developer IronGate AB mentioned that there are no plans to release on other platforms as of the post writing, which was updated last on January 18th, 2021. However, the developer wrapped up its response by confirming it wouldn't rule out the possibility of console versions in the future. This doesn't really surprise me at all with a lot of console games, because what people don't really understand is it's different coding to put it on a PlayStation, put it on an Xbox, put it on Nintendo. There's different formats they have, different requirements each company has to have a game on there. So a lot of times it's easier for them to code and build the game on console, see how it grows, see how it runs, hit that community up, see if everyone likes it. If they do, awesome. Then you'll try and port it over to another console system. I have been looking at this game. It's on my list. I just recently bought, as I stated earlier, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, so I'm like down 60, but it's definitely on my list. So if I get another little boost here soon, or we get a stimulus check, government, little hint there, that may be on my that definitely is going to be my first buy, because it looks really, really good. So definitely good survival. Looks like it's got some dungeon crawling, kind of like Craftopia in a way, if anyone's familiar with that game. Really good game. They just did a launch update, another recently update, so I gotta get back on and play that one again. But yeah, I'm actually very excited for this game, and I'm very happy with how well it's sold so far. So yeah,
there you go. What are your thoughts, Gravity? What's going on there in the old noggin?
I'm not too surprised that there aren't any plans to port it over to consoles anytime soon. I mean, it's still it's still an open beta right now, right?
It's early access, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So they're still working on it, updating, doing bug fixes while you're playing. Craftopia is another one that's early access. They do this a lot now, so that way they can get constant data feedback and build the game up as they go along. So you're going to see evolutions, you're going to see modifications, changes, updates, rewrites, and doing that. Like I said, because a lot of times it's easier just to build it on console because of how uniform the coding is, and you got such a large audience there that can play it and give you feedback. And then once you've got enough of it and you've got a solid build, then you can go over to, the consoles, to see if they've got an audience there that would want to play it and all. Because like I said, it is like a different setup completely.
Now, are we talking that Valheim feedback, or are we talking that Cyberpunk 2077 feedback?
Cyberpunk 2077 feedback was stop it. Valheim is more, please, sir. Please, sir, may I have some more?
Yeah, this game came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I remember you messaging me about it too, as well, inside of the group message.
Yeah, this game came out of nowhere. And just it was just all of a sudden people were just like, oh, like Valheim, and at first I wasn't actually reading the word Valheim, and I thought that I was just reading Valhalla, and so I was just like, I thought it was the new Assassin's Creed, and I was just like, man, like what's wrong with your guys' graphical settings? Like, it doesn't look like it should. It does nothing looks like what I've seen. So what's going on here? And finally I was like, okay, let's not be lazy and let's actually read this word. And I'm like, oh, that's different. And I'm definitely somebody who does like survival games. I'm just the kind of person that when I start a survival game, I'll build myself up, and then I'm like, cool. Now that I have a nice house, I'm gonna leave. I'll take 2 steps off my property, and I'm dead. Yeah. So and I make that noise exactly. Anytime I die, I'm just
Yeah, I would say probably. I mean, this for me, for the type of gamer I am, this doesn't really do too much for me. I know me and Mildew Carrot had discussions about this off stream before.
We've had this discussion too many times. It's funny.
Yeah, and it's definitely it looks interesting. I could care less if it really comes to consoles or not. If it does come to consoles, I don't know if it will survive and I say that because by the time it hits consoles, it might be too late. Like that hype train might be over. You know what I mean? And so we'll just kind of have to see what the developers do to continuously update it and make it fresh. Are they going to Fortnite it, or are they going to Among Us it, or are they going to just No Man's Sky it? Like what's going to happen? You know what I mean? So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. I am excited for people that are like hardcore into survival types because Viking survival, that's pretty cool. You know?
Oh yeah, it's very very new. I haven't found. So far, at least to me, I haven't found a Viking survival game recently, besides maybe Prey of the Gods, but that's a different comparative to this one. So, definitely a different style. Like I said, if you watch the trailers on Steam, that gets you more details of it. And like I said, it looks really, really good. Gravity, if you get this on PC, let me know. I'll drop it for you too. And we'll go some raids. We'll do some raids, man.
I'm really tempted. It's only $20. It's
I know.
Really not that big.
And early game access too means you're helping the developers. So as you go through and play the game, you find bugs, glitches, report feedback. You can also give ideas that they listen to. You know, so they're building with community support. And actually, I was just checking it out again right now. It's got over 45,000 reviews, guys, already. And it launched February 2nd, 2021. It's currently February 16th. And it's been overwhelmingly positive.
It's been 2 weeks. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the developers Iron Gate. I think this is their first game, isn't it?
Let me double check here on Iron Gate. I think this might be. Yeah, it's their first game, at least launched on Steam that I've seen. Yeah. So, you know, it's with Coffee Stain Publisher, so they're killing it.
So do you guys think that we're going to be seeing more of this in the future? Like we're going to be seeing more games like this from very small developers come out of nowhere? Because we've seen it now with Valheim. We've seen it with Among Us.
Hades.
We've seen it. Yeah, Hades. Oh my God. Hades came out of nowhere and just smacked people with their gameplay.
The thing about it, though, Hades came out of nowhere and they were kind of doing that whole like, hey, if you like what you see, you can pay us. If not, that's fine. We're going to keep on working on this. It's not going to be fully released as of yet. That's kind of what Hades did. I'm not entirely sure what this game did. I'm not sure what Valheim did, but Among Us has actually been out for a while. And I think the thing that helped Among Us, literally as sad as it's to say, is the pandemic. I don't think that. I think if the pandemic was not a thing right now, I don't think Among Us would have had nearly the blow that it did, at least currently. Yeah. Same thing for like there's a Clue, which is there's another game. It's on Steam, but there's a game called Cluedo, which is Clue in English or England or whatever it's at. But same thing, like that game has been blown. Clue's an old school game, like that's been around for a while, but now it's blowing up out of nowhere on Steam. Like what's going on here? Pandemic. People are at home. People are working from home. People are playing video games while they're working. You know, it's like they're watching movies while they're working. Like all of that stuff is kind of happening out right now. So I think that's what's kind of enhancing those sales and helping those developers get the numbers that they didn't think that they were going to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. But I'm still honestly, I'm kind of hoping that we see more growth and success like this, especially from smaller developers, because because at the very least, we honestly I first started to see this with Fortnite, and I think a lot of us have as well, where the developer just puts out a game and they don't work on like too many games. They just work on one really good game. And they're constantly updating it. They're constantly reworking it. They're constantly putting new things in there to continuously add to the experience. And we're starting to see more of that, I feel like, in the gaming industry. Because like back in the day, and oh my gosh, I'm not even old enough to say back in the day, but like when I was younger, at least like games with like the Game Boy or the PlayStation 2 or what have you, like you would just get the disc and that was it. Like you'd go into the gaming store, you'd get your game, and then you'd pop the disc in, and then that was it. Like there really wasn't much follow-up. And now we're seeing games where like these games, like the lifespan of these games is being like stretched out, and it's not stretching them thin. it's like they're stretching them out, they're adding more content to it, and we're seeing the lifespan of certain games like really last longer.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of hoping that we continue to see that trend.
Well, one of the big things about it, and MMORPGs have been doing this for a long time, but you're starting to see that more in free to plays, and when the genre of games as a service had generated from that. So like that's literally what's going on, is that they have these microtransactions. The game itself will be free, but then you have these microtransactions that's in there to keep you coming back. They have these new updates and everything like that. Smite, Fortnite. I'm not sure about No Man's Sky if that does that, but I know that there's constant updates in these MMORPG style type games, or these games as a service games that keep you coming back for more, and it's giving those games longevity.
So I kind of agree with that with Malachi. In a way, with these ones with the early accesses on Steam especially, what they're kind of doing is, and this is to kind of offset a bit of what you were saying, Gravity, I don't think they're stretching it on purpose. I think what they're doing is they built a starter game, and they say, here's what we got so far. Now come play with me and help us develop this going forward more. So not only are you playing a game, you are actually helping in a way create the game, develop it, add stuff to it,
I like that.
By doing modifications. Like, they're playing, it's like, all right, now you played this base run that we got, here's all the ideas we have. What do you as a community think you would like to hear and see in it? It's almost like they're polling us saying, what do you want? Like, all right, you hunt, you can cook some base meats and all. Do you want farming vegetables now? Do you want, to be able to make a massive farm? Do you want more creatures? Do you want raids? What do you want? It's really engaging is what it is. They're reaching out to the community saying, I'm no longer just going to make a one-track game like Gravity said, where it's on a disc and that's all you get. Now we're going to be making games where it's like, let's evolve together. Let's take this and take it up a notch with the community, with everyone playing, and say, what do we want? What do we need? What to make you be so happy with this game that you are okay dropping that $30 and, not looking back. And what I also like about it too is there's no charges for these updates. They're just like, all right, you bought this game, you're helping us make it, we're going to give you all these updates for free. Stuff that'd be like, holy crap, this is newer shit. And it's like, you would think you'd be paying an extra price for it, for all the work you guys are doing. Like, no, you paid the base price. We're just still updating the game, because they're counting on word of mouth into the community, posts and all saying, oh my God, this game is good. Look at this new update. Look at this. They're banking on the social aspect of the communities to put out the word that this game is awesome, to get more people on there. So the more people buying that game, the more money they're going to be making, the more they're going to want to put out more and push it more to make it even as better as they can for free. And one thing I actually just found too on their page when I was looking around it, on February 10th, Valheim reported that they sold over 1 million copies of it.
Yeah, that was insane.
On February 15th, 5 days later, they reported 2 million.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think that they're
crap,
doing?
Boy.
What do you think that Iron Gate is doing differently with Valheim? Because it seems like those numbers are insane. Like, those are crazy numbers. Like, in such a short time, and practically, I don't think there was any sort of advertisement for it. I certainly didn't see it. It was really just word of mouth for me.
The only thing I saw was when you guys remember they had a developer thing on Steam. There was like they had a day or two where it was like, showing up and coming games. Yeah. That people were posting on there that you could play some demos of.
Yeah,
it was one of them on there. That's where I saw it, and I had flagged it because I'm like, I kind of really want to see how well this will do, and it's blown up. So it's like, I definitely want to get it. I think what they're doing different that makes people really like it is not only combat style from the looks of the trailers. So there's a good number of like random encounters, combat fighting. You've got ship capabilities. You've got world climbing. You've got massive building capabilities of just standards to castle level stuff. So it's very intuitive, and not only that, but you can squad up with, it looks like it's up to 4 people and do like dungeon raids or stuff like that, or boss fights. I think that itself is really, really bringing people along, especially in a Norse world. Like I said, I really have not seen much of Norse mythology recently. I got a couple of games where it's like you've got like, strategy styles, or like, I said Prey, where it's like a survival style, the Colossus style game. But this is definitely new and looks really, really good. I think the the aesthetic of the world too, even with the lower end modeling that they did, I think it really works and really fits together. And that's what I think a lot of people are liking with it is it's not this overly super pretty game, but it's something that works on the core mechanics and the feel of it to where you can easily overlook that base level and then get full enjoyment out of it.
I also think that us coming a couple months off of one of the video game events where they showed Crimson Desert, I think that also can be a factor too as well, because that's one thing that would get me interested in trying to play this. Yes, Crimson Desert, from what we know, is not a survivalist type of game, but that world was really, really gorgeous. It was really beautiful, and it kind of replicates this in kind of a downscale way. So it's just like if I can get that now for $20 and not have to wait for Crimson Desert. Like, yes, I'm going to still get Crimson Desert, but if I can get that world, similar world now, and not have to wait, I'm going to do it. And I think that's another thing that could be pushing it. That's a reach. I don't know if that's actual facts or not, but that's what I get when I look at this game. I'm like, okay, this actually looks pretty cool. I don't know if I will get into it because, again, survivalist type setup. You guys already know I like the point A to point B plot style. I like the exploration, but I still want something that makes sense for me. Like, why am I playing? And yeah, and so if it has that, I might be player number 3 with you guys on PC. You know what I mean? But if it doesn't, then maybe I'll try it out if it becomes cheaper on Steam or maybe a free weekend or something like that, just to see how I like it. Or if we decide to do it for a 9 to 5 segment, then I'll buy it for that, and then bam, we'll go ahead and do a 9 to 5. See how we like it. So
what he's saying, Gravity, is so we'll all get together. You and I will build the castles and everything and get the raids ready, and then he'll join us for the fights. We just have to arm him and everything.
What I'm saying is, number 2, we have Gotham Knights going different on the Batman games. Gravity Mark II. Do you want to take that one?
Absolutely. So it looks like with Gotham Knight news, we have Jeremy Winslow from GameSpot. Quote, a writer at WB Games Montreal, the team working on Gotham Knights, said that the open world action RPG will have a very fresh, unique take on the familiar Batman game structure. In a brief interview with the Las Vegas Review Journal, was that narrative designer and writer, was that Mitch Dyer? Sorry, I probably missed. No, that's Mitch.
That's right.
I just can't read it. I can't read it all.
I went through that.
They said that Gotham Knights' focus on characters other than Batman makes the game more approachable. In turn, this should give the game an engaging feel that's fresh and unique. Shifting the focus to be about these characters in the aftermath of this pivotal death that is important to all of them. The framework of this story is unique, Dyer said. Wow, spoilers. Quote, having this very fresh, unique take on the DC universe makes it approachable and engaging in a way that is instantly gratifying to me. Dyer, who previously worked at EA Motive Studio, writing the narrative for its dogfighting simulator Star Wars Squadrons, also briefly touched on what attracted him to Gotham Knights. It all boils down to the opportunity to play 4 other prominent Batman characters. Wow. I have definitely got some opinions on this, but I'm going to throw this actually to you, Malachi. What does this news do for you? Because I know that you're really looking forward to playing as the Red Hood.
Yes, I am very much so. The thing, though, I see all this, I hear all this, and I still can't believe it's only 2 players. That's my thing. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, as far as like, there's probably going to be some scenarios that's only going to be 2 of you guys there. There's four bats. There's 4 bats. Let us like collab together by choice if we can. If you only want to do 1 player, only have 1 player in there. You know what I mean? I think Suicide Squad's taking a different approach to where it is 4 players, but if you have 3 players, then that 4th person is an NPC. Which that part I'm not really too thrilled about. So I don't know. We'll kind of have to see. But I mean, yeah, we'll have to kind of. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure because I haven't dove too much inside Star Wars Squadrons, to be honest with you. Have you guys looked up any information about that lately? About the Squadrons?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. I really want to play the game though. I've always been a big fan of the Star Wars fighter games. Mm-hmm. So I've actually got the from Steam. I'm definitely on Steam a lot, so I got the old Star Wars Starfighter and the Star Wars Rogue Squadron games from there, from the old N64. Oh, it's good childhood right there.
Yeah.
But I haven't played them 1, 2, so I don't have too much in terms of like mechanics or anything like that. Or story mode. I heard though the story's kind of short. It's like you're playing from two sides. Like you can play both sides of it.
Yeah,
Like it's like a back and forth type thing. But other than that, there's not like much to write home about from what I've been hearing. So
the thing that this news in general of it being different, I'm just gonna have to see it. I'm just gonna have to, because where have we heard that before? This game is different. It's going to change the way of gaming. And then nothing.
Didn't we hear that?
You know
About something that's coming out in 2077?
Yeah, something like that. But even scratching that one, I'm just saying there's not really a whole lot of games out there that truly have that essence of really switching of how that genre is, or making a new genre or whatever. So if you're going to say that this Gotham Knights game is going to be different than all the other the Batman Arkham Knights or whatever like that, the Arkham Asylum, whatever, like, how much different is it going to be? Like, because the biggest difference I'm going to notice is in-game capabilities and combat. Those are going to be the biggest ones. Like, how much can we, like, the one of the things that this game has going for it that's already different is that, yes, I have my complaints about it only being 2-player versus 4-player, but it is 2-player. The other Batman games aren't. So it just makes, so that's going to be kind of interesting, because even just now, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but there's a point where I was Miles Morales, and there's a point where I teamed up with a particular individual, and when I would do my abilities, like, you guys both played the Spider-Man games, there's that part where you hit triangle and circle at the same time, and he does like a special finisher move. When I did that, they combined that with the other character. So, like, Spider-Man would punch him up, and then that character would do something, and then Spider-Man would swing him around and wrap him up, and he's inside of a chandelier. Like, you know what I mean? It was something along the lines like that was really cool, and it felt cool, and it felt like a very cinematic moment. I'm kind of curious of if they're going to bring that inside Gotham Knights, or is it just going to be a beat-em-up type game? So, we'll have to see.
I feel like it's probably going to be, like, a beat-em-up. Like, because I'm kind of with you in the sense that, like, because you're having these 4 characters who are very popular characters at that. The fact that it's not a 4-player is kind of a bummer. Like, even, like, honestly, like, even if they did something like Ghost of Tsushima, because even like Legends, like, they have a separate Legends story mode that is 2 players, but at the very least, they might hopefully like have like some sort of 4-player type of gameplay plan that they haven't announced yet. But at the same time, I will say, like, narrative wise, if you have to like write a story, especially like a detective series like Batman, you're probably going to have like the 4 of them split up, because they've actually been doing that something similar to that recently in the comics, with the 3 Jokers storyline. And shout out to Comic Storian on YouTube. Sheesh. That is where I get all of my DC Marvel comic updates, so definitely check them out. They are the reason I'm like up to date as much as possible with some of this stuff. But it's because of that I'm like, at the very least, like not like that deep, but like I at least like understand kind of what the comic scene has been looking like in America for the past while, and it's been kind of stagnating in my opinion. And I think that when they're talking about how it's going to be, fresh and unique, I feel like it's more going to be from a story aspect rather than a gameplay aspect. I feel like we're probably going to be seeing some new things for sure, but I feel like it's probably going to be a beat 'em up. It's probably going to be the same stuff, same thing, different day, but a better story. Because the one thing that a lot of stories don't focus on, especially in a Batman story, is not having Batman. All of these characters have literally been playing second fiddle to Batman, and now it's their time to actually be in the spotlight and see who these characters really are when they're kind of thrust into these positions of leadership. And plus, now that Batman's gone, who's going to take his place? There's a power vacuum. Is this going to be all 4 of them coming together to actually, achieve a common good, or is it going to be subtly all 4 of them competing for his mantle, not necessarily to be Batman, but at least take his place as the Dark Knight. So I am interested. Story-wise, I'm definitely interested, but like we all say, we'll have to see.
Yep. Mildew carrot pasteurizer. I see you watering them plants. What's your thoughts?
So it's first off, I'm definitely going to agree with you. Why have 4 characters when you're only making a 2-player? Let the family be the family. That's at least what I took from the original launch is that's kind of the point of the game because you're going up against. Spoiler alert! But if you pretty much pay attention to any of the DC comics and the Batman universe, it's not a spoiler. You're going up against the Court of Owls. These are like.
Not the Court of Owls.
I know. Sorry, I had to spoil it for everyone.
Who are they? Who will do it?
Hold on. That was like a game call. Who? Hoot hoot. All right, go ahead.
You're breaking up there, Malachi.
No, go ahead. I was just being loud.
It's funnier than it needs to be.
But I mean, it's the point of it was like he was supposed to be uniting the family to go against them because they're like the underground crime bosses of Gotham, like holy shits, like these are the guys that killed Batman. I mean, come on. So that's a disappointment to me is that it's only 2-player. I'm like, come on. I'm like, I don't know the reasoning behind it. Maybe they'll actually throw it out saying, oh, it's 2-player local, but it's like, you can do 4-player online, type of thing. We'll see.
I feel like
until they mention it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like a lot of it has to do with the story. Like, it's going to be the plot. Because it's probably going to have them split up into 2, where it's like they pull a Scooby-Doo. We're like, all right, Red Hood, Batgirl, you go that way. Robin, Nightwing, we'll go this way.
Or some sort of mixtures.
I don't know if you guys are watching the chat right now, but Nine Ball's pretty pissed at you there, Mildewy. He said, thanks for spoiling it for me.
Well, I'm sorry you don't read DC Comics, Nine Ball. We got to get you out of that Marvel universe,
But go ahead.
But, I mean, I definitely agree with Gravity. I mean, you've got such a certain style of play with, Arkham, with Gotham, with the, with those games that they were very explorative, finding stuff and information and also leveling up the character. So with the capability of 2-player capabilities in there, how are you going to do the leveling? Is it going to be on XP system now? Or is it going to be like, are you going to fight to get the upgrades by going to certain areas for each one of them? Like, what are we talking here? So I really need to see more and hear more before I make a full judgment. But I will say I am slightly disappointed I can't do more people. But it's still a Batman game, so I'm very interested in seeing what they do and how they go about it, because I probably would still play it. So,
yeah, I'm also kind of curious to see how their combat styles are going to differ from each other.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if actually, if I were to say play, Batgirl, which I probably will be doing anyways, power to the Batgirl, Nightwing, go have your attitude over there, If like maybe like she's doing like a combo and she throws someone and I throw it like at like say Gravity's playing with me and I throw it at me, he's playing Red Hood or something, like maybe there's like a combo reaction he can get off of that if he sees it coming or whatnot, to where he can then just KO combo it. It'd be nice if they had that sort of thing, especially if you play on reaction commands, but I don't know. A lot of the games where I've seen multiplayer stuff like that, there's really never been co-op combo stuff unless it's with an AI or NPC, like AI NPC set up to where they can actually program it in to where you have the commands already preset to run off of it, versus you and another friend trying to link up the combo at the same time. Yeah. I don't think I've really ever seen a game like that.
What if they had like an AOE situation going where they like you would kind of like trigger the combo, and as long as the other person is within that AOE, then maybe like it triggers it.
Dynasty Warriors. They just press the button at the same time. They collaborated.
But what about Wi-Fi connection? Like, what is that gonna?
I don't know how they're. I mean, because Dynasty Warriors has been online. Like you could do cooperative play online. I don't know if they still have it in the newer ones, but in the older ones, you still were able to, like you literally time it with your buddy. Like, all right, 3, 2, 1, bam. and then and there's like a little delay that they'll allow. It's like a 3-second delay or something like that. So if they press it within that time period, then they can still get that combo off together. So,
that would make sense. Yeah, because that would be one of my biggest concerns with it, would be kind of like the latency with like having to time something.
Yeah.
Because if you know someone, so maybe your friend has like really great internet, maybe you really have not so great internet. Like, what is that going to do for trying to sync up a combo?
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm actually pretty darn excited for it. So I am definitely going to want to be playing it with you guys.
I heard that. Gravity, I have to say, I was going to go ahead and do a thing to where every single time you say ghost on this episode, I was going to take a drink of Chardonnay. But that did not happen. In fact, what I went ahead and did is... Jin Sakai is our code name for today. So if you guys are wanting to get into a drawing for two extra entries into a $50 gift card at the end of the month, type in Jin Sakai inside the comments, or you guys can send it to the atleastwetried.gaming@gmail.com email address by 6 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. That is that'll be 12/17. That'll be Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have to type in Jin Sakai, and if you guys are audio listeners or watching this later on and can't see it because you might be driving or something like that, please pull over and be safe. You guys could look at this spelling right there. If not, you guys can type in Jin as in Nancy, S as in Sam, Akai. That is Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima, in case you guys did not know. So there you have it. So that kind of takes us on over to story number 3, which I will go and read because it's kind of a doozy, literally. $70,000 PS5, and no, it's not a scalper. Jenny Zhang from GameSpot says YouTuber ZHC spends $70,000 to make the world's largest functional PS5. According to ZHC, his gigantic PS5 is 100 times larger than the normal size PS5. To be more precise, it's 10 feet tall and weighs 500 pounds. Wow. The supersized PS5 will with a larger than life functional controller as well. In a video titled "I spent 100 hours customizing the world's largest PS5, $70,000," ZHC held a competition between him and his team members. He painted the one side of the PS5 and his team painted the other side. If his team won, ZHC will give them each a PS5 and a number of the PS5 consoles to charity. If he lost, GHC will also vow to give away the world's largest functioning PS5. Spoiler alert: ZHC won, but promised to still give away 100 PS5s to his subscribers. Wow, that's a good way to try to win some PS5. You know what I mean? ZHC's PS5 customization and giveaway video is in line with his past videos, which is the big numbers and big giveaways genre of the YouTube videos. In the past, he's given customized iPhones to kids and surprised various internet celebrities with customized gifts. For the average consumer, getting PS5 is still difficult. In earnings report, Sony responded to stock shortages and acknowledged that it hasn't been able to keep up with demand. Sony promised to do everything in our power to make more units. So here's the thing that's kind of crazy about this entire thing. I find it very, very, very interesting. Ohio comments, and why? I agree, man. I find it very, very interesting that I am more pissed that not all my buddies could get a PS5 versus how much he had spent on a PS5 Ultra. You know what I mean? Like, scalpers are very much a real thing. It's kind of crazy out there, guys. But and another thing that I'm kind of curious about, and me and Mildew Carrot were talking about off stream about this. What in the world are the specs on that massive PS5? Like, does it have over 100 terabytes worth of data? You know what I mean? Like, does it have, 15 fans in it? Like, what type of processor does it have? Like, you know, all of that stuff is kind of like, is it your standard PS5 build and it just looks ginormous? Or is it actually better and can hold more and is pretty much the World Trade Center PS5s? Like, what are you guys' thoughts about that? Cricket.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, like, if you want to spend $70,000 on making the world's largest functioning PlayStation 5, that's fine. You know, like for me, like if you have the money to throw around on stuff like that, that's cool. Like that's fine. Like Mr. Beast like throws money at stuff all the time. Like that's just his thing. But like if anything, I'm more curious as to where he was able to get 100 units, because like I can't even get one. So like for me, like this comes down to two things. It's either he's scalping or he bought it off of scalpers. And if he's going to buy them off scalpers, I don't that it is. I mean, you already know I'm not a huge fan of that, but I mean, at least here in this, it's you know, free world. You're allowed to do whatever you want. I mean, I've already heard other people on YouTube talking about, you know, having to buy from scalpers to have their own giveaways, which in of itself is, I'm sorry, to me it's sad. Yeah. It's really, really sad that people who want to do giveaways for stuff like this have to go through scalpers and actually have to pay more to try to give back to their fans. It sucks, and I'm not. And at this point, like if he is scalping, it is what it is. I mean, you have $70,000 to drop on, you know, the world's largest PlayStation 5. So if you have the time to scalp all of those, it is what it is. But I don't want to throw any accusations around. If anything, he probably ended up buying them off of people, which is fine.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, something tells me, though, that this individual in particular might have a connection with Sony. Because, again, you're customizing this PS5 that is 10 feet tall. And it's operable. There's no way that Sony does not have patents on that. Like, they have patents. So I'm pretty confident that they're allowing him to do this. And for $70,000, just so you can have a PS5 that can run the same capability as a $500 PS5, I take that too. You know what I mean? I take that too. So I don't know. So he might have it in to where maybe a certain amount of stock will go for him, because we're speaking as normal consumers. We don't have that in, but I have a feeling that a lot more of these celebrities or people that have partnerships or whatever like that have a better connection to those units than the general public. So I don't know. We kind of have to see.
I just really want to know what he put into the dang thing.
Yeah, that is something that
I'm really curious too.
Ohio had commented and says it better not be a $70,000 body kit for the PS5. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm wondering, like, if there's nothing different about it that's internal, then it is a $70,000 kit. It just looks huge. And that's pretty much it. So I don't know.
You could customize and soup this thing up. We're putting in 5 turbo rotors on here. This thing is going to cool itself and your helm at the same time. You know, this is going to be the top-notch PS5. I'm kidding.
But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So again, I don't think does anyone have any additional closing thoughts to that? Because I mean, it's pretty much everything we have for the PS5 announcement.
I mean, it would just be nice if they just put it in the stores. I'm going to go back to the old argument.
Yeah.
Put them in the stores. Let me go in, buy one physically. Stop feeding scalpers, people. These people, oh my God. One argument they tried to make where they said that they're legitimate business people. Get over yourselves. You are not a legitimate business person. If that's legitimate business, then our world is freaking screwed.
I mean, what taxes are they paying off of that?
Yeah, what's your business name? Like, what are you paying for it? You know, what's your stock value rates? You know, it's like, no, what you're doing is you're selling things at higher prices to gouge people for it. And I'm gonna say, don't do it, people. Don't give them money. Let them rot with that stuff in their house and let them stare at it, going, "Oh, I fucked up." You know?
Yeah, like that. I mean, honestly, like I'd rather be really petty and passive aggressive and just do that. Like if it means I have to shoot myself in the foot and not have to play PlayStation 5 for a while, I'll do that. Like because like the comparison that they're using is like they're comparing it to like wholesale, where they're like buying units at wholesale and then selling them for a markup. It's like, yeah, like that's how normal business works, but you're not going directly to Sony and buying them wholesale. That's what Walmart's doing. That's what Target's doing. That's what GameStop is doing. you're buying it off of them, and you're actually preventing other people from being able to purchase it. And like, because like the biggest comparison, because at the very least the scalpers, this one Jordan in particular that people keep talking about, is that he made a comparison to like buying milk in the grocery store, where like they buy milk at wholesale and they sell it in the grocery store. It's like, well, if you buy all the milk in the grocery store and no one can buy the milk, and then as they're walking out, they see you sitting out there with a table full of all of the milk, people are going to be upset. I'm so like it's, you know, and you can make the argument as to whether or not it's right or wrong, but I'll say it's a dick move. Like I'm not here to say whether it's right or wrong, but it's a dick move to do that.
It's wrong because here's the thing: it's already marked up. That's how the stores are making their money back. They wouldn't have it inside Walmart or Target or anything like that if they weren't going to make any money off of it, period. It's already marked up. You, good sir, are trying to make an additional profit on something that's already been marked up. It's not... Yeah.
So they're already selling these units at a loss anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like Sony is. Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, Sony is.
I don't know about Switch. I think that one's actually making money.
Oh, well, dude, the Switch is... Well, there was a custom... like red and blue one that they were releasing that I think was also being scalped, along with all the 25th anniversary McDonald's Pokemon cards.
Yeah, that's
also being scalped.
The red and blue one I think was the Mario Special Edition one. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it is like, and I'll say this, like, COVID just sucks in general. Like, you know, like our hearts go out to anybody out there who has been, you know, directly or indirectly like affected by this. This sucks. You know, if your family friend, loved ones have had it, have been in the hospital, you know, God forbid, died from this, you know, our hearts are with you, our prayers are with you, but like it for the normal people, it sucks too. Like, and I don't want to say that, like, oh, like, you know, we can't do normal stuff, but it's starting to kind of like bleed into the market a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it's an unfortunate thing. Because it's like, what do you do? You know, we're kind of like stuck in this middle ground where we're just like, okay, well, we want to do this, but at the same time, people are also getting sick, and we don't want to put people's health at risk. So we're kind of like stuck in this middle area that just isn't fun for anyone.
Yeah. Well, I'm on that whole boat to where I think that we should adopt to where I think it's Europe what they're doing as far as banning scalpers inside the entire country being against the law. They're too worried about they're too worried about the stock market and AMC and GameStop when this is going on. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, and if you think it's hard to get a unit here in the States, like it's almost impossible to get one over in Europe. It's like it's nuts over there.
Yeah. But there you guys have it. That actually kind of wraps up our ALWT Things Gaming news portion of that. Guys, this Thursday, Smite Night, all day, every day. I will be joining the group at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as you guys may be seeing some Smite Night action with Ohio. It's the 9-ball, Mildewy Carrot on Mildewy Carrot's channel earlier in the day, TBD. And then Saturday, just gonna be a chill day. Just gonna be a little chill day. All the way until Sunday, which is all day anime with me and Gravity Mark Dos. And then all the way back to Halo, who finished their double worshippers right now. See, that's exactly why I'm jumping on right after this stream. Me and Ohio about to get it. You know what I mean? But then on Monday is going to be Halo, not ODST, because guess what? Mildewy Carrot, TBF Abyss, they beat that stuff.
We beat Reach.
Oh, Reach?
Oh,
it wasn't ODST?
Reach.
I misinterpreted. Sorry, ladies and gents. It is Reach. Halo Reach has been beat. Mildewy Carrot, which one are you guys going to be working on now?
The one, the only, the original. Halo.
All right, that's enough of that. I'm not a good singer. Frag
I know
30.
Ohio's not going to watch.
Frag 30. I'm right there with you, bro. We're about to get, like I said, we're about to jump on some Smite Night here soon. Guys, where can they find you at? Each individual one of you. I'm talking to you. What up?
Well, I mean, you can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Mildewy Carrot. Just Google my name, just search my name in there. It'll pop up. I had Leviticus ask for no link. I'm like, what link? The link is Twitch. .tv or youtube.com. Type in Mildewy Carrot and pull up my channel. So yeah, just hit me up on there. Give me a like, give me a view, or say, hey, do better. I'll be like, okay.
And that is MILDWY Carrot. No E in there. No E in there. MID. So if you guys want to find, again, Mildewy Carrot at his channel is www.twitch.tv/Mildewy Carrot. No E as in Edward. Gravity Mark II. Where can they find you?
Well, hopefully you guys can find me on Twitch. Here's coming up pretty soon. You guys can find me under Gravity Mark II, and that's for Twitch. That's just going to be all one word, Gravity MK2. You can also hit me up on PlayStation. Also, that's just Gravity Mark full MARK, like Gravity Dash Mark II. So yeah, reach out to me, send me a friend request. Let's link up. Let's have some fun.
There you go. And you guys already know where you guys can find me. I always use it in my intro every single one of these times. My name again is Killer Cam, aka Malachi36. You guys can find me. Sorry, I had to throw that out there. You guys can find me. That's my gamer tag right there. It's Malachi36, and I spell Malachi just a little bit different. It's MALACHAI 36. That's my PSN there. You guys can find me there. Go ahead and jump on some Final Fantasy 14 with me. You know what I mean? Go ahead and get some Ghost of Tsushima when I get that re-downloaded again, as I'm right now going through Miles Morales. Smite Night all day, every night. You already know. And one last little shout out again for you guys for this that's currently watching right now. Thank you guys again very much for tuning in, for giving us a follow, for giving us a like. As always, again, if you guys have Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime, you guys have Twitch Prime, consider giving us a free sub. If you guys don't want to sub to us, that's no big deal. Make sure you guys are using that for another one of your guys' streamers that you guys like to watch and support. And then lastly, you guys can also be entered into a drawing by typing in Jin Sakai. So go ahead and type that in by 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time inside the chat, or you guys can send us the email at leastwetried.gaming@gmail.com. That way you guys can get a double entry in there as well as a follow or subscription. Any last parting words, gentlemen?
Stay safe. Take care. I know vaccines are getting passed around, but there's still COVID out there. There's variants going around. So just keep safe, guys. We're not out of the woods yet. We're still going through it. We'll eventually get to the other meadow, and hopefully it's a bit greener and brighter there. But right now, the world's changing. We're all going to have to deal with it. So watch out for your friends and family, those who are close to you, look out for them, keep them safe, because we're all going to need to stick together in this one.
Yeah. Gravity Mark II?
Peace, love, and video games. Just be nice to each other, have fun. Like Mildewy Carrot was saying, stay safe, stay warm. Remember to get your oil checked, because I need to get my oil changed. So keep that in mind. It's not fun when you don't change your oil. It's how you ruin an engine.
And I will go ahead and leave you guys with the last parting announcement on here. You guys have a little less than 2 weeks to download your PlayStation Plus games and your Xbox Series SX games. If you guys are wanting to go ahead and get that down, make sure you guys add it to your library. At least do that. And lastly, of course, make sure you guys, if you guys want to go ahead and get energized, just like how I am right now, you guys can type in ALWT Gaming at checkout. When you guys go to repsports.com, type in, that's REPP sports.com. ALWT Gaming will get you 50% off your Raise Energy, the whole 9. Ohio says been there. He's talking to you about your car issues there, Gravity Mark II, that you had in the past. But yeah, and that's everything, guys. That's everything. If you guys want to catch us on Smite, check us out on this coming Thursday. See you guys.
Yep.
Peace, love, and air grease.